Hey everybody, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking at a professional website without breaking your budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960, or email to support at sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, time to give official shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Mosensia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you love Missing by Mia Mosensia, available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, 1 target, where truth is an illusion and those you love be the first to go missing. It's available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing by Mia Mosensia has garnered great reviews and even loved and enjoyed by Hollywood celebrities, including Joanna Cassidy, Forbes Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today for it goes Missing by Mia Mosensia, available on Amazon. Also, the Mike Wagner Show is brought to you by our brand new sponsor, Pictureless Photo Books, where remembering is the key ingredient. How beautiful your mother looked at her wedding, and even more so at yours. And who doesn't miss grandma's meatballs, huh? Who doesn't miss it? The holidays are coming, and what better time to give a gift or remembrance that makes you laugh and cry all at the same time? Whatever gift of grandma's recipes or just because, those smiles and tears will just melt your heart. Call Karen Shaw at Pictureless Photo Books at 646-798-0809. That's 646-798-0809, or visit picturelessphotobooks.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 10% off your first order. Pictureless Photo Books. Bring your memories back to life. They're whimsical, casual, or formal, and always uniquely you. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on over 30 podcast platforms, including Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Audible, Apple Music, and more. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter. And don't forget to check out the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com merchandise. Also on Amazon.com for great gift ideas, t-shirts, pop sockets, hoodies, throw pillows, tote bags, and more. Makes great gift ideas year-round, not just Christmas time, but year-round as well, too. And don't forget to check out the Mia Mosensia store on Amazon for great books like Missing, also t-shirts, hoodies, and more. Don't forget to donate to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com. Also, help us out on PayPal and Anchor FM, and make sure you do so today. We're here with a terrific gentleman who's backed by popular demand, and you still can't stop him. You can't stop the guy. And they're based out of San Francisco. We had him on last year, and between that time, the pandemic, and you still can't stop these people. So we had him on. We talked about electric with Scott Page, also dinosaurs further, and Dog Gets High, and Weird Little Minds, and more. And we'd be talking about their brand new album and their single as well, too. And live, ladies and gentlemen, from the Plus Studios in beautiful downtown San Francisco. He's backed by popular demand and part of the revolution, ladies and gentlemen, No Mansfield of Revolushn. No, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us once again. It's great to have you back.
Hey, Mike. It's good to see you again.
Well, it's great to have you on board too. And you're very successful with electric. We had you on, and it was just a lot of fun. You also had dinosaurs as well too. Further, and there's also news about Dog Gets High. But we're here to talk about your brand new album, which is called 3, and your brand new single featuring Spiral Galaxies. And before we talk about that, once again, quickly tell everybody how you got started.
The band, you mean?
And also yourself, just a quick recap to get everybody up to speed.
Oh, well,
we can't stop you. You can't stop us.
Yeah. Well, I started playing guitar when I was about 5 years old, and I just loved it. And I had my first band when I was 11, which I thought was pretty young. But then I just heard, I saw a podcast with Steve Lukather, and he said his first band he had at 9. So
wow.
That's... Yeah, I know. Can you imagine? So he beat me by a couple of years. But anyway, I just fell in love with the guitar, same as him, and been playing in bands ever since. And then what happened with Revolushn is I was working in Kansas City, working with an engineering firm there. We had hired them to do some work for us. And the owner I became friendly with, and he owns a really nice studio. And so he said, hey, I never use this thing. Why don't you use it? And he had this producer, Aaron Connor, that ran it for him. And once I met Aaron, he and I just hit it off right away. And he's so good at what he does. I mean, he's, I think he's got 56 gold and platinum records on the studio wall. And, yeah, it's really, really done well. And so we started recording, and, one song turned into 2, turned into 5, turned into 10. And it was all of a sudden, hey, we've got enough for an album. And in the meantime, David Kendricks from Devo and Sparks, and it's got tons of bands. He and I have been friends for a long time, played together in Devo. And I called him up and I said, hey, let's, come to Kansas City and we'll record some of these tunes that because he and I have been writing, got 20 years now.
Mm-hmm.
And so he came out there, and all of a sudden we had an album's worth of material, and we thought, yeah, maybe we should have. First, we couldn't think of a name. Well, we'll put it out, but we couldn't think of a name. And then we came up with the name and thought, well, we better have a band then. So ever since then, it's been a continue, except for the pandemic, we've been playing steady. The pandemic for me was nice though, because I didn't feel this pressure to go out and play and hustle the band so much. So I just spent the whole time in the studio. And that's what brought about 3. And 3 was interesting because we recorded the whole thing 2 or 3 times. We'd get it done and go, it's not there yet. And so we'd start over, and second time, let's try it one more time. And the third time was a charm. We got it. And then we started working with Michael Romanoff to master it. And he put a lot more than just, sending it to him and sending him his money and he masters it. I spent several days in his studio, and we would listen to it on the mastered, setup, which is pretty amazing, the room he's got. And then after I'd listened to it, I'd make my notes, and then I'd come back to our studio and I'd change the mix, or, by the time we got to him, we didn't have to track anymore. But we were just changing EQs and mixes, and make this drum a little louder and that one less. And then I'd go back to him, and he was super nice about the whole thing. He just, said, yeah, just keep coming until you think you got it right, and then I'll do the master. And so it took about a month of going back and forth, and we got it now to where it's, everything sounds real. I think it's our best sounding record for sure.
And that sounds rather interesting too. You also had Electric as well too, which was very big with Scott Page. You also had Dinosaurs further, and also some latest news with Dog Gets High as well too. What's the latest on that?
Well, we put that was on Further, the second album, and we all really liked the song, but we thought it was a little too weird to try to push as a single. And we've gotten so much feedback on that song, people telling us how much they love it, and it's so cool, and the video is so creative. So we thought, the hell with it, we're gonna remaster it and put it out as a single, another single. That's the nice thing about having an album that isn't like, making the charts in a big way, is that you can just keep pulling songs off it, and to 99% of the world, even though we've got about 1 million streams on that album, it's still 99% of the world doesn't know it yet. So we can promote it in different countries. We do that a lot. In fact, Electric got into the top 40 on FM radio in Auckland, New Zealand.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And it was really interesting because we knew somebody there, and they really liked the band, and they said, well, why don't you do some Facebook promotions here? And we did. And one of the DJs heard about it, and it just so happened it was a DJ that our friend knew. And our friend they were at a party, and our friend tells this DJ, there's this American band we really like. And he mentioned the name, and the DJ goes, wow, I've heard that. So he started putting it on, at midnight on the FM station there, and it got up to like number 27, I think, on the FM station for.
Wow.
It was on the top 40 for about a month and a half, though. That's pretty interesting.
Hmm.
So I can't wait to go play there now. That's really the cool thing. We do more advertising outside of America than inside, just because we advertise in places we want to go and play.
You talk about going to places like in New Zealand and everything like that. And what can we expect you guys to start touring?
Well, we're sort of dipping our toe into it. I actually did a concert in Wisconsin Saturday with a different band that I work with. And that went really well. And boy, people are just dying for live music now. So, we've done that show every year for the last 5 years. And it was maybe, I don't know. The first year we got rained out, but there was about 150 people stuck it out through the rain. And, it rained the whole day, and then it cleared up for about an hour at 5 p.m. And so we went on and played, and it was just amazing how many people were out there dancing in the rain. But so the first time was maybe 100 people or less. Next year made up for the weather. It was really nice, and there was 500-600 people there. And this weekend, I think there was probably 1,200-1,300 people showed up. And this is in a little town of 250 people in the middle of Wisconsin. So, yeah, the population goes up by about a factor of 5 when we do these shows. So.
Oh my gosh, that's something. And funny enough, I grew up in Wisconsin as well too. And boy, try and drive through a mill. It's like, okay, where are the cows at? So you probably play some cows too.
Yeah, and there's so many deer. This is northern Wisconsin, up past the Wausau, and there's so many deer on the road. I saw at least a half a dozen dead deer. People hitting deer.
Oh my gosh.
And you have to really watch out because they'll just run right out in front of you. And there's so many of them. In fact, my friend, the bass player, he went before with the show. He had to go to this town. It's about 20 miles away, 25 miles away, maybe. So said he saw 14 deer on the way, and not like a bunch of them at once. This is 14 separate deer. So, yeah, I know, right?
No.
But anyway, and then we're not actually doing a show per se. In 2 weeks, we're going to New York City, and we're doing a radio show, TV show, and then we're going to play at a coffee house just because that's fun too. I started doing that. That's one thing that happened during the pandemic. All the clubs shut down in San Francisco, but you could go to the flea markets with masks on. And so I have a friend who is the booker for the flea markets. And so every Sunday we were going up there and playing all through the pandemic. It was kind of funny. We're the only music in town. And, you have to play real quiet. There'll be 2,000-3,000 people there, but they're just, buying their groceries and their, tchotchkes and coffee and T-shirts and stuff. So the main criteria for playing there is play quiet and don't bother people. Whereas normal Revolushn show. Yeah. Well, and we couldn't sing. That was kind of, you'd think, oh, what are you going to do? Well, it kept my chops up because we would just pick a riff and, play for 10 minutes, just instrumental. And then we pick another riff and play. And you really get to play your instrument a lot, without the vocals. But, but yeah, we're going to do this mini tour of New York. And then we're just got our fingers crossed. We're probably going to sign with this booking agency called TKO. And they're really good, and they do a lot of concerts. And so when we sign with them, they'll pick bands they think we get along with, and when the bands come to California, we'll come out there and play with them. So
that sounds rather interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, and then we're trying honing in on getting a big tour bus, just so. And I mean, we do concerts and big shows once in a while, but a lot of the places we play are little dive bars, with 50, 60 people in them. And it's going to be fun pulling up to these little bars with a big old tour bus where we can fit more people on the bus than they can in the club.
Or you can just play on the tour bus and have everybody come in. You can also do that.
Yeah, right. That'd be funny.
Oh my gosh. And that's something too, as well, too. We'll talk more about your upcoming album along with your upcoming single and more. But first, listen to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, powered by SoundCrab Studios. Visit online at SoundCrabStudios.com for all your needs. Looking at a professional website without breaking your budget? SoundCrab Studios is the answer. SoundCrab Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs at below the competition rate. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960, or email to support@soundcrabstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. SoundCrab Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, time to give official shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international award-winning author Mia Molson-Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you'll love Missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, and 1 target, where truth is an illusion and those you love be the first to go missing. It's available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing by Mia Molson-Zia has garnered great reviews and evil evidence endorsed by Howard celebrities, including Joanna Cassidy, Forbes Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today for Goes Missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon. Also, the Mike Wagner Show is brought to you by Picture This Photo Books, where remembering is the key ingredient. How beautiful your mother looked at her wedding, and even more so at yours. And who doesn't miss grandma's meatballs? Huh? I mean, you miss your grandma's meatballs? I mean, I do as well, too, and I'm ready to go for some after this. The holidays are coming, and what better time to give a gift of remembrance that makes you laugh and cry at the same time? Whatever gift of grandma's recipes, or just because those smiles and tears will melt your heart. Call Karen Shaw, Picture This Photo Books, at 646-798-0809, or visit picturethisphotobooks.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 10% off your first order. Picture This Photo Books, bringing your memories back to life. The whimsical, casual, or formal, and always uniquely you. And don't forget to take the Mike Wagner Show out there on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter today, and check out the Mike Wagner Show over 30 podcast platforms. And check out our merchandise at the MikeWagnerShow.com, also on the Amazon channel as well, too. So make sure you buy one for your loved ones as well. And don't forget to check out the Mia Molson-Zia store on Amazon for great books, t-shirts, hoodies, and more, too. Check out the Mia Molson-Zia store on Amazon. And don't forget to donate to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, also on PayPal and Anchor FM, and make sure you do so today. We're here with the amazing No Mansfield of Revolushn Mike Wagner Show. Just great to be back as well. And, talked about what happened between Iran last, and, funny things to do in the pandemic. And you came out with number 3 as well, too, is your 3rd album. And let's talk about Spiral Galaxies and talk more about that. And if you have some other cuts, you can also feel free to talk about it as well. And this is a free speech, by the way. You're not being censored. Trust me.
Good deal.
Trust me. I don't have a mute button, so say what you want. Believe me. You're free. You're free. You're free.
You're right. You're right. Well, I won't get political because I don't really care much anymore. But
oh God, who does?
I read the funniest thing. There's a bunch of books about Trump out now, and one of them they were saying that they were talking about Rudy Giuliani.
Oh,
and they
yes.
said, yeah. Well, apparently Rudy's pretty gassy, and when they'd see him coming, everybody'd get out of the room because he'd let go with these odious farts, and they couldn't stop him. He's old. You get that old. Who cares? You're going to fart wherever you want. But I thought that was pretty funny. I mean, it really shows how everybody's human. They may reach some pinnacle of political whatever, but they still are farty old men. But yeah, so we spent the pandemic writing and recording, and the album couldn't come up with a good name, so we thought, well, it's the 3rd album. We'll just call it 3. And our Olga, our keyboard player, came up with a fantastic logo for it. So that we thought, okay, we'll just do that. And so there's 10 songs on it, which is different than all our other albums because we always put 9 on them.
Mhm.
9 songs. That's our lucky number. But we thought that, so this album has 9 originals and 1 cover song. It's the first time we put a cover song on a
Oh,
record.
wow.
Yeah, and paid for the royalties and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So and the single and the video have been done several months now. We finished it. And so the big news is that we might be, I can't say which one, but I think we might be signing with a record company and a really good management firm and a booking agency. We'll know when I go to New York in 2 weeks. We'll find out, if the deal is going to work or not. But the single Spiral Galaxies, it kind of fits along our whole psych rock, space rock sort of theme. So basically there's 2 types of songs on the new albums. There's the kind of snarky protest songs, and then like Electric. Electric is actually a protest song, even though it's sort of disguised as a Pink Floyd-y type pop song.
Mm-hmm.
But and then so there's Jack Fix, which is another sort of really cool fantasy song with a sort of Indian type of raga type of riff, behind these spacey lyrics. And then there's My Living Brain, which is almost like an acoustic. It's almost a folk song, except it's when the drums kick in, it still keeps the acoustic guitars up front, but it starts rocking more.
Mm-hmm.
And that one's another one that's about how you travel around the universe and see different things, and you look for the best places, looking for a place that's greener than any place else. And then Puppy is another protest song. That's a short protest song. It's about how the easiest way to deal with all this stuff is just act like a puppy, and when they people are spouting off, and maybe I could feel like a puppy dog is the line. Maybe I could see like I don't see anything.
Mm-hmm.
So and that one was inspired by TikTok videos, actually.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they're
Yeah.
all over the place, TikTok videos. That's like that's been the big thing for like God knows how long, ever since Instagram broke out and Trump made Twitter so bloody popular.
Yeah. Well, and it's there's some of them are really, really good. I mean, amazing. They blow me away. So for that one, we're starting to work on the video for that one, but we're going to have dancers. We're getting a crew of street dancers from San Francisco.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that one's going to be cool. It'll be the first time we've done that, where it's more of a, we've done choreography, but nothing like this, where sort of scripted out. And then Spiral Galaxies is the next song, and that one sort of speaks for itself. It's about going into all these different galaxies and Proxima B, and then what's next? Little Red Dolls, which is a single we put out a while ago, but again, we didn't promote it very much, and it's fit right in with these songs. So that's really a cool. That one had a really cool video too. It was real spooky.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole song was sort of about these little red dolls come in when it's raining. They come in, flash on the walls and chase you around. And then the next song is called Hover, and that one, I call that one a drum solo with lyrics.
Huh?
Because, yeah, it's really. I was kind of debating whether we should put it on there because it's kind of an odd song, but it's just got such a great drum riff. It's like a drum solo all the way through it almost. And when I played it for the producer we're working with, I noticed him bopping his head, and he turned around and said, "That is a great drum part." And so then he made it sound even better. So that's one of my favorite ones, really. what's that line in there? I was curious when I was 4. I'll be even more curious when I'm 84.
Makes me think of the Beatles. Will you need me, feed me when I'm 64? You talked about,
Yeah,
the magic number 9. Made me think of number 9, number 9,
yeah.
number 9, number 9.
That's kind of how we started it, but but for 2 of us, 9 is our lucky number, so that's what we've been doing.
Hmm.
But this one, we thought, the hell with it, we'll just put 10 of them on there because, well, so there's Hover, and then there's Pushing, which is another kind of protest song. Then there's another protest song called Papa Fell Down, which is about, when you see these silly old politicians and they're so old they can barely stand up, you don't feel bad when they fall down, right? They're old and that's what they're gonna do. Now you help them up and you be nice, but also, okay, get out of the way. The kids are taking over. That's kind of what that one's about. And then the last song is Back in the USSR by the Beatles.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite. Great classic.
Oh, I'll send you the CD. It's just a homemade CD for now until we get the record company's going to start putting, the actual ones out there.
Okay.
But yeah, that song. What happened was, I have a friend who does, Lady V. She's a promoter in San Francisco, and mostly for folk stuff, singles and things like that. And at the coffee houses, and I go and do as many of her shows as I can. But during the pandemic, she started picking songs, and she would get people to record parts of it, and then she had this editor that would put all these different people in the same song.
Huh.
And,
Interesting.
yeah, so one of the songs was Back in the USSR, and I hadn't really, I of course I've heard it, and I always liked it, but when I had to learn the lyrics, and I think it was the first verse or the second verse I sang in this compilation, I started thinking, wow, I really like this song, but the Beatles missed some harmonies, which, it's kind of ironic, right?
Right,
You would have,
exactly. And of course, they're getting in their later years as well, too. They're fighting like, little babies and whatever else. And it got to a point, it's like, I would do it my way and everything like that. Instead
yeah,
of all coming together back in the early day, it's like they start fighting over who's who, what's what, and taking control and everything. So they're kind of like in their last days before they broke up.
yeah, that's when that song came out. And so I can see they probably just didn't bother putting it in there. Anyway, we did. When we recorded it, we added all these new harmony parts in there. So when we were listening to it, we're like, damn, that's really good. And then David said, well, why don't we just put it on the record? And so there you go. So we've got 10 songs on this one.
And that's amazing as well, too. And how about your lovely wife, Olga? How's she doing these days? We had her on the show. She sang with you and everything. And what's the latest on her?
Well, so she just, about a month and a half ago, she finished a book she was writing on Amanita muscaria. It's a mushroom, and it's a mushroom everybody's seen. It's the toadstool mushroom that you see in a lot of Christmas decorations, with the red with the white dots.
Mm-hmm.
That's Amanita muscaria. It turns
Oh,
out
wow.
it's one of the most potent medicines out there if you use it right. And she's got a podcast that she does in Russian, and she's got like 100,000 followers there. And it's mostly, well, she promotes health and well-being, getting marijuana legalized in Russia, which is why we can't go there anymore. They've banned her, and well, we don't care. Who cares? But and then she talks about how the medical benefits of psilocybin. But one of her listeners one day wrote her and said, I used this Amanita muscaria. She went, you're crazy. It's poison. And he started writing to her, and she started doing the research. And, she's a doctor, so she knows how to look that stuff up, and got really into it. And then she did a study where she got 3,000 people to fill out this questionnaire from her
Wow.
website
Mm-hmm.
that use it in Russia. And then she did an experiment with 200 of them. And I mean, you wouldn't believe this. I mean, we use it all the time now. She makes a tincture, and we don't have any fresh ones anymore, but you microdose with it, you eat a little bit every day. And it really helps you with your sleeping, with, oh God, it's really works well with curing alcoholism.
Huh.
Or hard drugs.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird how it works, but I was reading these excerpts from her book, and yeah, it's amazing. So anyway, that's her. It comes out in September. In fact, we'll send you a copy, Mike. You'll like it. It's really
Sounds great, and certainly looking forward to it. In the meantime, where can we find all your music at, including your latest album 3, along with your latest Spiral Galaxies?
well. We've got our YouTube channel, and all of the video and the album are going to go on there in video probably tomorrow. We're going to release that, and then the album, we're just waiting. The big news is we think we're going to sign with a record company and a management firm and a booking agents and the whole shot. Eileen's been sort of setting this stuff up, and she's always teasing me because we took so long to do the record. I was like, well, nobody's, it's the pandemic. Who cares? We didn't, and we don't want to be, what happened was with the pandemic, now you can do podcasts and get your videos out, but now you're competing with Lady Gaga and, Miley Cyrus. And these people are like, they really doubled their efforts online,
Mm-hmm.
because they couldn't go out and play live like they normally do.
Right. Mm-hmm. And of course, they can sing in the bathtubs, go naked, or walk around like say with just a hockey jersey. They can do whatever they want. So I mean, they've kind of taken it to the next level when it comes to doing podcasts and whatever else.
Oh yeah, Billie Eilish. I saw when she dyed her hair blonde. She had, I think, 9 million views in the first day.
9 million views because she dyed her hair blonde. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, she looks pretty good too. I mean, no, she had the black with the fluorescent green for a long time,
mm-hmm.
and really dumpy clothes. And then she dyed her hair blonde and did a sexy photo shoot for Vogue in Paris, and caught a lot of shit from it. But she handled it pretty good, I thought. It's like, so what if I want to show some skin? What do you care?
I was reading something about Camila Cabella, and she's 24 years old, and average body, a little bit of baby fat, whatever it was, and she was in her jogging outfit, and it's like, hey, who cares? Like, I do it because it's comfortable. I mean, not what people tell me. It's like, it's all about comfort these days. It's almost like, throw the rules out the window. It's time for changes. Throw the rules out.
Oh yeah, I know. Especially with the pandemic, it was like, what are you going to dress up for? To go to the kitchen or something,
or make a special trip to get some coffee or the refrigerator, or ask your husband and wife and say, like, on a date, it's like, hey, let's go sit on the couch, let's watch Netflix, or just order pizza or something like that. It's like everything is being all done in house. I was like, their date night just staying in the house like that, or even like go up on the roof and hopefully they don't catch the coronavirus.
Yeah. And Olga and I had it. So it sort of kicked in around March of 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she came through China in middle of January, and 10 days later, kaboom, just went out, and it hit her really bad. It took her 2 months to get back to normal. Oh, it was awful. I was, and she's a doctor, but she'd be laying in bed and hadn't moved all day, and we had this really strange smell too. That was weird, and she couldn't, no taste, couldn't feel her fingers, and I was like, I was getting up every 2 hours to come and check on her because I was worried. She was really bad, and I'd be like, okay, I'm taking you to the doctor now. And she, fuck you, I'm a doctor. If I was such a bad doctor that I didn't know what I had, then you should take me. But I know exactly what's going on. When I tell you, you can take me to the hospital. I was like, oh, okay. But she used Amanita muscaria and rapé. You know that, I don't know if you've ever heard about rapé. It's a snuff they use in the Amazon, and you put it in your nose. You don't snort it like cocaine or anything like that. You put it in this pipe and then you blow it in your nose because you hold your breath while you do it, right?
Huh.
And I do. If I start to get sick, I'll do it, but I don't like it. It really hurts when you do it. It's like,
Or it's just like, sniffing ammonia or whatever it is, or bleach or something like that. Oh my gosh.
yeah.
Whew.
Well, this is a special type of ground up tobacco, ash, and some other plant, and it's like a snuff, like you chew, only it's powder. And boy, that stuff, when she does it to me, I have to lay down for about 5 minutes because it's just so painful, and just your body just goes, ah!
Oh
But
my.
every time I start to get a cold, I have her do it, and the cold just goes away instantly.
Wow. That's
Yeah,
something.
so
I'll have to take it sometime as well too, and do more research. So that is so amazing, I'll tell you.
it's really something. And she has one of those pipes like they use in the Amazon where you can, it has a U type of thing. So she sticks it in her nose and then she can blow it in herself, which I wouldn't be able to do that because I'd be going, forget it. Right? But she'll sneak up on me and say, come on, hurry up, come over here, do it. And she does that. You blow it in one nostril and you're like, ah, and before you're still delirious, she grabs you and puts it in the other nostril. But
And you're like,
it's pretty rough it's rough when you do it, but damn, that stuff works. It's amazing. When you think about it, if you're in a tribe, an Indian tribe in the jungle, and something happens to you, you can't go to a hospital, right? And you can't be sick because the cougars will come along and eat you.
Mhm.
So they have all these. Another remedy we use is called sananga, and it's this eye drop. And again, this stuff hurts. The first time she did it to me, I thought she was trying to kill me because it's right in your eyes, and it's just insanely painful for about 5 minutes.
Oh
In
my.
10 minutes, it's gone. But you can't see for about the first 30 or 40 seconds. And it hurts so much, and I was like, "What'd you do to me?" But I stopped wearing. I've been using it for about 2 years. I don't wear glasses anymore except sunglasses.
Mhm.
And the first time you do it, I did it at night, and I walked outside and looked up, and I had never seen so many stars. It was like I had some binoculars on. It's just
Mhm.
amazing.
Oh my gosh. Woo, man. I'm about to do something like that too. It's just like, forget the glasses and get treatments. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Pretty amazing stuff. Any eye disease it cures. But I don't think it'll ever be popular because it hurts so much,
Mhm.
even though, it helps you a lot, but it's just, most people won't do it. In fact, we have a friend, he did it. And then he was at our house when I laid on the couch and I'm getting ready to do it. Cause I just, you can handle the pain if you just keep your breathing steady and just don't focus on the pain, and so, but he was like, I don't know how you can do that. I did it once and I would never do it again. But he's a young kid. He's got pretty good eyes, so he doesn't need to do it.
That's really
But
interesting as well too. And what's coming up for in 2021 for No Mansfield of Revolushn? We'll find out just a minute. Listen to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Also brought to you by official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Molson's The of Missing, available on Amazon and paperback and ebook. ebook, and brought to you by our brand new sponsor, the Mike Widener Show. Picture This photo books, where remembering is a key ingredient. Call Karen Shaw at 646-798-0809 or visit picturethisphotoBooks.com. We'll be back with No Mansfield of Revolushn after this timeout. We're back with No Mansfield of Revolushn here on the Mike Widener Show, talking about his the latest album 3 featuring Spiral Galaxies, and great to have him on, and just great to hear what he's got to say, what's going on, and free speech shall continue. And what can you expect from you guys from 2021 and beyond besides free speech and free love?
Well, we're searching around for the free love. It's what's that? Oh, there's a funny saying. I won't. Yeah, but anyway, we're going to be spreading the love a lot. I would say in August we're going to do 2 or 3 shows, a couple, smaller shows in New York. We're going to do one TV show there, a fairly big show, and then let's see, we just got another booking today. August 26th, I think, is the next show, and then we've got 3 or 4 shows in California, different places in September. October, we're probably going to go to Southern California, around to Arizona, maybe through Texas. We have a lot of friends in Austin.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, so we have a rich friend there that puts us the whole band up at his house. So we're probably staying in Austin for a week, and play 4 or 5 different clubs. You know how Austin is. There's 100 clubs there.
Oh my gosh, it's almost like countless. Everybody's heading to Austin these days. They're saying the hell with LA, Nashville, or New York. It's like everybody's coming to Austin.
Yeah, it's a nice place. It's a little too hot for me. I mean, here it's been 2 weeks ago. It was 100. The lowest it got down to was 105 for about a week.
Wow.
Yeah, that's just awful. It was 117 in Seattle that week.
Oh my gosh, I heard something about that. The whole Pacific Northwest was roasting. I mean, it was 117, Coeur d'Alene hit like 105, and up in Saskatchewan, I think they smashed the record. Was it 40 or was it 42 or 43, 45 Celsius? I'm like, that's like close to 120 up in Western Canada, and they're used to all that bloody cold up there. It's like hockey rinks probably like evaporated. Used to be water that probably evaporated.
Oh yeah, they had close to 450 heat-related deaths in Canada in 1 week because of that. There was like 250 in America, I think. But yeah, it was people, because people just aren't used to that.
Mm-hmm. And of course, yours truly as well too. We had 107 in Bismarck as well too, and I think that tied a record, like just overall. But that day it broke the record 101, and we're like just close to melting. It's like you see the Wicked Witch. I'm melting. So
yeah, I know, right?
Oh my gosh! But but of course, we're looking forward to having you back on as well too. And once again, who do you consider biggest influence in your career, and what's the best advice to give anybody at this point?
I mean, I have different influences all the time, and it's usually current people. Like Plastic Hearts, Miley Cyrus's last record, I thought was excellent.
Mm-hmm.
It's really good. Of course, it was sort of leaning towards 80s stuff, which I always liked. You just have to put the time in it. For people starting out, there's humps. You start out and you can play a G chord and you go, oh, look at, then in a day you're bored with that. Then you learn a D and a and that's a hump. And then you learn how to play those, and then you learn how to put them together. The thing is, you just can't quit. I mean, you kind of have to like it. You have to like what you're doing. But once you get to that point, music is endless. You'll never learn. That's one of the things I love about it is you'll never know all there is to know about music.
And that's very true as well too. And once again, we're No Mansfield of Revolushn here on the Mike Widener Show with a brand new release. No, it's great to have you back on. Thank you for your time. You're always welcome back, including your lovely bride and a lot more. Once again, tell us what's your website and how can we find you, and where can people purchase or check out your music?
Well, we have a website, revolushn.com. It's been under construction for a while, but it'll be up probably either tonight or tomorrow. And then we're on Spotify, Revolushn. We're on Instagram, Revolushn1, Bandcamp, SoundCloud, pretty much all the normal media out there.
Okay.
And yeah, it's pretty easy to find. We have what's called an information block now that we're going to have on Google. So, before you type in our name and you wouldn't be able to find us. Now, when you type in our name, the whole block comes up, shows our picture, and it's pretty cool.
We're certainly looking forward to that. Once again, Noah, a very big thank you for your time. You're always absolutely amazing. Welcome back anytime. Looking forward to having you again soon. Just keep us up to date. And don't forget, just keep spreading the free love and keep speaking the truth.
All right. Thanks a lot, Mike. It's great talking to you.